Hi guys and welcome to another video on our wrestling review. Right, and this is going to be on Roadog's booking this video as we need to address the whole decline of Smackdown under his creative vision. Now it needs to be noted that those held that Roadogg, aka Brian G. James, is also the co or I can't remember the other guy's name that he shares the responsibility with. So it's kinda partly on both of the you can also say that the decline of SmackDown is partly on Triple H as well, because Triple H is the chief content officer, but he keeps persevering with those guys. But in terms of Road Dogg in particular, um, or you would think this is a guy who understands what audiences are looking for. He was he- um he was part of a main cast of wrestlers and characters during one of the most successful periods in the company's history, the Attitude Era, um, and you'd think he'd understand public info and attitude, no pun intended, and consensus, but the fact of the matter is, I don't think this guy is out, and I don't think that this guy is cut out to be a creative, and the only reason why he's in the position on the main roster or shows is because he's Triple H. He's for, and from back in the day. But yeah, but you could also make that did, did you mean Shawn Michaels? But see the difference is though Shawn's doing some fantastic stuff over in NXT, and genuinely shows are usually in the eights or the nine. You us that Shawn Michaels so can genuinely be worth eliminate the moment as Evan. Now as Evan still a respectable score, but in most cases, if I would is to review SmackDown again every week, I'd probably more rate the show like on a average about a two or a one on at best. Now the now the international Smackdowns is here or wrote the all and his pal who I can't remember the name of right now. I can't be asked researching, but yeah, they seem to put their A game more on the international shows, be it Saudi, be it Well, on your be Smackdown from the high drone Glasgow, which by the way was a fantastic episode of Smackdown. The actual is badass, but the thing about it is, guys, you can only go international. Eh, you can only go international for these um shows for so often as it is an American based company. Now, now I know that's um, a bit of a contradiction because I'm Scottish, but I'm looking at this. I'm looking at this. I'm looking at this from a common sense perspective, as um the US SmackDowns don't really have a war going on. It's very paid by the us and probably the last good SmackDown have had for have had from the US has obviously been the night where the Street Profits defended the tag titles in the TLC at the night before my birthday. Believe it or not, it's been a while since we have had a good episode of SmackDown. For yeah, for around the US, yeah, I've had a couple moments on the show here you can cherry pick and say, oh, that's a good um Eggman or or Android to this or if they did more of that then I'd be happy here kind of thing. But I'm sorry guys. I'm sorry guys, a couple of moments on a show isn't enough. Now I've heard and now I heard the argument woman and the show is oh sorry yeah also um sorry also automatic kill that was dragging the show down etc. And of course you get on out about more than However, our shows, but it's not the cause of it. And now that's my downs back to rurals, you don't really have that built-in do you use anymore? And uh, I know this one the way latest episode of Smackdown actually goes down as one of the worst episodes of Smackdown. Um, he and the company's entire history, and SmackDown's been going on since 1999, hosts and on the road to August health. Ironically, he was part of SmackDown's early years where they absolutely tanked shows like her ends, etc. in the ratings, and you get to think that as a guy would have enough common sense to hop on and do better. Or, but on to the examples as to why I made this video. Alright, so I'm alright, so I stand Friday night's show is so insulting to the tell. It's actually contemplate it will on point to on the show because um but it um but it had the into the car crash opening segment where here here there's always already revealed as so was the tour was the driver that could have asked the car but and he just and he tried to frame Jacob fact and it was and it was obvious then tell agents that everybody else that's over was a clone is still on behind to the you obviously is with you get a very obviously is with you get a very cool to the tongue segment as obviously they take Jacob Fatu back to the early now back in the 90s etc. you'd probably see footage a Jacob a Jacob and the he's Asian fighting is fighting his own one or etc. and that would be what I stand for throughout the night, but it just felt as though he was only here for about 10 minutes and the end they were like, it's okay, we'll take you back up the road, um, ex- etc. Even if you found that even if you are not found that any criminality, that kind of takes time to actually sort through everything. Oh, and I really feel as though there was a missed opportunity to have that spill ice in throughout the night. Obviously, of it, of it always ends up for if so also been arrested and obviously the gets unparalleled to kill. And then the same segment as well, you had them Jacob that were just you had a Jacob that were just easily destroy Jason Eo Jacob Hobb who just a couple months ago at Backlash WWE made it sound on commentary that this guy and this guy baby is a must have or agent and he had them destroy Jimmy so and our truth and note I'm at all and they were trying to build this guy up as some sort of destructive machine and I know that they aren't building up Jacob to be that as I know like Jacob but obviously as well that all that presentation of material seems like is the time basically and it just it's just an insult to the intelligence also as you had them Heckel, Tower, on a back off from Jacob, back off from Jacob, and the same segment. And now this guy is like yellow, he's 7 feet tall, and again WWE made it sound as though and sound they when this guy debuted this guy and this guy is um unstoppable unstoppable force and again you kinda like are depending on this eyes of how if you're gonna um uh, uh, if you're going to revenge um a revenge sort of segment and it will east have east have sort it and format it a lot better because am I supposed to buy the used to guys that have just recently came in for um for um for for Japan are supposed for us to be the as unstoppable wasp is so far you've killed any credibility so far after the building them up a bit and like his you had kinda you had kinda horrible you had kinda horrible cheese on the as show as well. You had the whole you had the a whole tag match. You had the whole tag match with Charlotte and our ex Whopper. No, you had them in the singles match. I'm sorry, but in Charlotte and you had the mother Oxan Puri as Anya had Alexa as ringside. And you're thinking, what is a point in the match? It makes no the difference to the tag title match at SummerSlam. It's all very paid by the humbles. It's only have no stakes, stakes add to the tag match because of who can completely difference the use of format for the match and um and also as uh, and also as well, yeah, it had a very it had a very short match, but in Stephanie here and now, but a fire or it's like well, and can you make a mess? And it's like what is the point in dragging those two girls out? You know, have a just actually if you use kind of shit. Yeah, it's over for it's over in a space of like 2 minutes. And I feel so sorry for both of them because both of them are talented. And yeah, and I feel as though the crowd in general for the show. Oh, I feel as though the crowd in general for that show or or of the hash basically. Or the all of that. Also as well, another problem I have the show as obviously Emin Paris as office with the Emin Paris has been in a feud has been in a feud with if I was the well and is having a role with Chuba if oh he's unpredictable. He always or gets involved always still gets involved and causes a still overvacation. You kinda knew that's what the WWE would go on and do here, and you can see it from a mile away, and it's like that what is the point in doing um what is the point in doing that? Because you're basically told to wrestle us to get ready and have a match basically to try and entertain the live and to try and entertain the live audience, but again, it's over, it's over in uh, exception. You don't really see you don't really see in there Jake Cargill or a finish to the and you're relegated um you're relegated to and you're relegated to a pretty um or almost and relegated to a pretty room was a hype up them and or summer so again they to be doing about what or more that uh, also um yeah, and also as well, we'll see the fatal four-way tag match for all the tag titles. I didn't give me a fatal um um I didn't give me a fatal five a match for the number one contender or trap for the tag titles. I I haven't even or is an axiom and the done them you like it's to of these eyes are pro or protected or on and a few and the future is given the victory to and Gerardi and the anything it's just in I just feel as though you're shortchanging means like and then even for either an act same in the motor or 50 machine guns the match itself the match itself I thought was an okay match, but it's really a strategy for teams like Nathan Fraser and Axe who um who haven't had a run yet and they came up to the main roster have a lot of fans here because obviously they had individual singles matches in the European tour before WrestleMania and they just get called up right after open the NXT tag titles a hanking time and essentially um and essentially a short change in them. You can also say the same for the motorcycle in machine guns. It kind of faded into the back. Um, give but I'm a pop pig give but I'm a pop peel or tag team Emmanuel like MCG who um who haven't experienced have been attacked him for the best part of 2 days. It's almost another or relegated to being a side show. The only segment that was of Adam is the Cody Rhodes and John's in a segment because that is a segment that everybody's invested in because they think something big is going to go down, and I just really feel like Roadogg isn't putting enough consistent effort. And if it isn't an international base show, and I really feel like the best of it is viewing for but because it's and punks off on Smackdown during the year and built up to South. Yeah, I thought is pretty good, etc. But it seems okay consistency, but from around the orgasm really is here, uh, and it's a bit and it's a bit cheap, and it's a bit easy, and I only feel that's a rise because this is a guy that or in the is um um on for um on for etc. This is a guy that actually this is a guy that on sort of sold the king in the 1995 and multiple and multiple he's etc. So it's kinda surprising that this guy is all this guy is always a sort of horrific basically. And if you and if you challenge this guy on social media, yeah, it becomes all snow or foul. In but basically, he is a definition of a corporate shell, and that's a shame because that's a shame because of all his respect he done for how he's a calm is as a wrestler or and then his real life because because he's had a lot of he's had a lot of upheaval etc. And it just actually it seems now that he's hosting on now that he's got a you job because he's best for and as the chief content officer. It's very disappointing, and yeah, so I think it might be a time for or a road to og to take the og out the back till HODL hard and do the business and get somebody else on Smackdown credit. Yeah, uh, Paul Heyman back. Alright, SmackDown because he elevated SmackDown in the early with thousands. So get him to book SmackDown because he's got his finger in the pulse. But this guy Roadogg isn't caught and this has been so another review annual akin isn't isn't it Scottish are you and if you're not and if you're not down with that I'll get to for audience okay and yeah, road it's I'm you or your P for or if I've is you're an awful and book is you're awful book and it's very disappointing. So the member guys till like here and subscribe and all e on X down below. I'll put my link in the description for that and remember to thumbs up the video or subscribe and comment and I'll see you over very soon.